In this clip, we will focus on the key concepts covered in Module 1. The aim is to provide you with a bird's eye view of the overall content so that you can see the bigger picture before you delve into the detail and go in for the kill. This will enable you to start creating a filing system in your mind and properly file and store the information in a methodical and systematic manner. For me, getting a high-level overview of the content and material before delving into the detail helps me to contextualize the content and make sense of the detail in respect to where and how it fits in with the bigger picture. The first key topic in Module 1 is the structure of the auditing and assurance pronouncements. You will need to understand the different services that audit and assurance practitioners engage in, as well as the standards that they will use to perform those services. As part of this topic, you will need to differentiate the different standard-setting bodies, both internationally and in Australia, and understand how they fit together. The Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants provides the general rules and guidance relating to how accountants are to behave. The code comprises 5 fundamental principles. What is important here is for you to not only know and apply the fundamental principles, but also to identify the threats to the fundamental principles and how to apply safeguards to reduce those threats to an acceptable level. The standard applicable to quality control is ISQC 1, or the International Standards on Quality Control 1. For this topic, you need to have a basic understanding of the 6 elements of quality control and be able to discuss each element briefly. Understanding the difference between reasonable and limited assurance is extremely important. These levels of assurance are pervasive throughout your study of the subject, so it is imperative that you fully understand the differences before you progress to Module 2. Building on from the different levels of assurance, you need to get an understanding of the different types of engagements. This can be potentially confusing, but it is important to understand the differences, as an engagement can only be one or the other. This is discussed again in Module 6 and briefly in Module 7. There are 5 elements in an assurance engagement. You need to be able to identify these elements and apply them. The principles and concepts that you will touch on when dealing with this topic overlaps and crosses over with content from Module 2, 3, 4, and 5. To recap, this is the bird's eye view of Module 1. Before you move on to Module 2, come back to this overview and ensure that you are able to discuss and explain each of these key elements and components in detail.